A movie script is actually really simplistic to write, but the industry is so closed doors that it's often difficult to get in. If you learn how to write a movie script, you'll often make a lot of money, either if you manage to sell it or use your trade to ghostwrite others, like I have. The full collection that you will need to have a chance at getting a movie script approved is a treatment, query, and the actual manuscript. We'll go over those in different parts. As a ghostwriter, I'm usually handed either a page summary, a paragraph, a few pages of a story, an entire story, but very rarely am I just handed an idea. Now, the steps to quickly build a script is to write a page summary, and then break that down into 8 segments which will be turned into 3 acts. This is effectively your treatment without a logline or a character summary. We'll go over the logline and character summary after we've made a page summary. To make a page summary, we must first have an idea. So let's say we have a computer hacker that wants to take down an organization. The computer hacker will be our protagonist, the person that does something, and our organization will be our antagonist, the person that blocks the protagonist from doing their something. Using the 5 big questions, we can expand upon the content. The 5 big questions are the what, why, how, who, and when. A good example is when we first ask, what is blank doing? Then, why are or is the blank doing it? Who is doing blank? When is blank doing it? Doing this to every verb and noun in an idea will quickly build up the story. If you're new to English, a verb is an action and a noun is a person, place, or thing or idea. Now let's apply this to our idea. Who is the computer hacker? I'll say that our computer hacker has the name Ross and he's 32. What was his job before he was a computer hacker? He has always been a computer hacker and he believes he's an activist. So how does he hack computers? He often hacks his targets ruthlessly and is meticulous in his hacking. As you can see, this is easily building up most of the foundation of our story. However, your 2 greatest friends to expand on content are the why and how questions, and it's a little scary on how fast they can build up content. When you ask why, you then ask how. Likewise, when you ask how, you then ask why. Okay, so let's start with why he wants to take down the organization. Let's say that the organization recently did something illegal, like targeting charity firms by making it look as though the people of the charity are stealing from the charity, but it's the organization that's stealing from the charity. Now that we've asked the why, we need to ask the how. So how is he going to take down the organization? Ross plans to hack into the organization's database to locate incriminating files through a security flaw he found in their system. Now, likewise, we need to do this for the antagonist of the story. So, how is the organization going to prevent Ross from hacking in? Even then, how do they find out about Ross learning of their crime? So, the organization receives information from its security department about a probe in the system on a security flaw in their system. But they can't determine whether the documents are stolen or not. The organization, like all baddies, will send a hitman to his house to deal with him before he can release the documents, which he hasn't done yet because he doesn't have them. Now, you might be asking yourself, but Tommy, we didn't ask the why in this one. Well, that's actually because we already answered that. The why is the fact that they are stealing from charities, which is a grand theft, and that's a felony, or a punishable crime in most areas of the world. An international one if it's done internationally. Now for the finisher question. Does. Does will determine most of your outcomes and will primarily determine how your story ends. Does it succeed or does it fail? I don't really consider this one of the big ones, primarily because it's just determining the result of an action. Now, depending on how you think, Does might actually be very important to you. This view is rather subjective, so I want the hacking to succeed, but I don't want the plan to succeed. So, Ross manages to hack into the organization and transfer the files to a secure place just before the hitman arrives. However, in a turn of unfortunate events, Ross is killed by the hitman. Now we have a start. It's an unclear start, but that's because it's a summary, not the actual screenplay itself. In the next video, we'll go over how to fill out the remaining parts of the treatment.